Hi everyone, my name is Mitch Vance. I'm a graduate of the MCMP program. I graduated in 2019, last year. I'm happy to share some thoughts with you about my experience in the program. So although I'm from Utah, it was a big decision to go to the University of Utah. I knew I wanted to get a master's degree. I'd been accepted to a couple other schools, including the University of Washington and the University of Pennsylvania in their planning and development degree. And that was really interesting to me. And it took me a long time to decide. Ended up deciding on the University of Utah, and I'm really glad I did. Um, Mostly because I think that the education I got from going to the U and getting the MCMP is the same level of education I would have got at those other schools, at the Ivy League schools, if not a little better. And that came at a fraction of the cost, both in terms of tuition and cost of living in Utah. So I think it's one of the best decisions I've ever made because I'm not in debt after getting this degree, and I got a great degree that's helped me progress in my career. So I'm really glad I ended up choosing the University of Utah. Some of the highlights for me in the program were the land use law class. I loved the way it was taught and the material and how it was taught. It's information that I use every single day in my work now, both when I worked in the public sector as a planner and now I work in the private sector as a land developer. So the things I learned in land use law are completely invaluable to me and applicable to my day-to-day life. I also loved my professional project, which was a complete surprise. That was something I was dreading the whole time I was in the program, but ended up loving it and learning a ton, and I was really happy with the outcome. It was a big highlight for me. And perhaps the thing that was most valuable about my time at the U is the University of Utah, and I didn't see this in other programs that I'd researched, but they have dual degrees, or they have specializations, but they also have dual degrees. And I ended up getting a dual degree, a Master's of City and Metropolitan Planning, and a Master's of Real Estate Development. And kind of the electives for each of those degrees count for the core credits for each of those count as the electives for the other. So I was able to get 2 degrees in a really short amount of time, and that has helped me be very competitive in the job market. Just because I have more diversified skill set and people value that. And so that's been a huge deal. I'm super grateful for the dual degrees, and I've said that many times. The professors all know that. And then finally, in terms of finding a job, at least in Utah, I didn't do a ton of job searching out of Utah. I did, but not too much. Um, in terms of jobs in Utah, planning jobs in Utah, the degree from the U is very well respected. So I actually was able to get a full-time job as a planner while I was getting the MCMP degree. Even though I hadn't completed it, they knew I was getting trained properly, and they gave me a job to work full-time while I was going to school full-time, which I wouldn't recommend, but I had a family, so I had to figure something out. So I did work as a planner, and it was easy to get the job because I was in the degree program. And then after I finished, I had a couple other job offers, including one from a developer who saw the value of having a planner come on board in the private sector. And so I don't call myself a developer anymore. I call myself a planner on the private side of things, and I've ended up with the dream job that I never dreamed of. I'm happy. I enjoy every day of work, and it's all thanks to the degree that I got at the University of Utah and the professors that helped me get there. I'm forever grateful, and I'm happy to answer any questions that any of you have about my time because it was an important time for me. Thanks.